a week ago tonight, I had the opportunity to confront Scott Bales, who is the Supreme Court Chief Justice here in Arizona. This is the state Supreme Court. He is the highest judicial officer in the state of Arizona. And he did a lecture, and I just figured, let me take a chance that there'll be a question and answer, or maybe I can get him at the reception after. And I was able to confront him in front of 100 of his worshipers. And he's a Harvard Law graduate, Chief Justice of the Arizona Supreme Court. This is an educated man. And as you'll see and hear, not one single fact to support his argument that just because I'm physically in Arizona, the laws apply to me or anyone else. And that's that we have the absolute beyond a reasonable doubt proof. It's irrefutable. He could not prove the laws apply. And the significance of that we can discuss after.
And I'll ask our panelists to stay off their microphones.
They can do that legislatively.
My name is Mark Stevens. I host a radio show here in the Valley called the No State Project. A couple of questions going to the nature of the government that you are a part of. And I know that all governments, and I've had this confirmed by the Attorney General and other judges and prosecutors, that the argument is that if I am physically in Arizona, then the Constitution and laws of the government of Arizona apply to me, and you as the government would have jurisdiction over me. My question for you is, do you have any actual facts that would actually prove that that argument's true? That's funny.
I'm not sure I understand the question, and I'm not sure that your proposition of what the legal principle is correct. Because I'm not sure I heard you correctly. If you're asking, is it in fact true that if you're physically in Arizona, you're subject to the laws of the state? I think that's right.
Yes, and my question to you is that that's your argument, and that's what prosecutors and police officers are throwing peaceful people in prison for every day. Cops go out on the street, they see you, they feel, oh, he's physically here, our laws apply. We're going to go and investigate. My question for you is, do you have any actual proof, any empirical evidence, facts, to support that argument?
Yes, because people who are physically here and violate our laws are in fact prosecuted and incarcerated.
Well, that's what Bill Montgomery said. That's called an argument. Well, let me finish. That's called an argumentum ad baculum. That's not support for your argument. Just because you're physically willing.
You asked me if I had facts to support the argument, so an argument ad baculum is quite appropriate.
Well, he didn't answer the question. Okay. Well, I had another question. I got one. No, he didn't allow. He didn't expand on the answer.
Wow, so, at the end there, they ran interference because a Supreme Court justice who just gave actually a pretty good lecture, which I recommend people watch the whole thing, even with his Harvard Law degree, could not prove the laws apply to me just because I'm physically in Arizona. And that's the basis of everything they do. That is the foundational argument, and the Supreme Court justice can't prove it.
That's a pretty weak argument for a Supreme Court justice, actually. It's like saying, what proof do you have that you have the right to hit me in the face? Well, the fact that I just hit you in the face.